Kashmir and Ladakh. These will end gender discrimination, better protect juvenile rights, and make applicable rights to education, information, and work. The decisions were taken by our Parliament after a fully televised debate and enjoys widespread support. These were sovereign decisions, entirely internal to India. No country can accept interference in its internal affairs, certainly not India. Despite challenging circumstances, Jammu and Kashmir civil administration is ensuring basic services, essential supplies, mobility and connectivity. Democratic processes have been initiated, restrictions are being eased continuously, temporary preventive measures were needed to ensure security in the face of credible threats of cross-border terrorism. The world, in particular India, has suffered greatly on account of state-sponsored terrorism. It is time to collectively take decisive and firm action against terror groups who threaten fundamental right to life. We must speak out. Silence alone emboldens terrorists and their supporters. Mr. President, one delegation here has given a running commentary with offensive rhetoric of false allegations and concocted charges against my country. The world is aware that this fabricated narrative comes from the epicenter of global terrorism, where ringleaders are sheltered for years. This country conducts cross-border terrorism as a form of alternate diplomacy. National Register for Civil Rights is a statutory, transparent, non-discriminatory legal process mandated and monitored by the Supreme Court of India. Its implementation will comply with Indian laws. As a responsible member of the international community, India firmly believes in a constructive approach to promote and protect human rights. My full statement will be on the HRC internet. I thank you all.
Je vous remercie.
I thank you, and I give the floor to the Bahamas.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you,
The Bahamas thanks the
President.
High Commissioner for her oral update presented yesterday and welcomes its timely and comprehensive focus on the important issue of climate change. For the Bahamas, the recent experience of the passage of Hurricane Dorian through our archipelago renders today's discussion all the more urgent and important. More than that, as we have seen, climate change is a human rights issue because it is a matter of life or death, of survival or extinction. As poignantly stated by the High Commissioner yesterday, storms are rising and tides could submerge entire island nations and coastal cities. Mr. President, we have witnessed this with our own eyes. Moreover, indeed, no country, institution, or policymaker can stand on the sidelines, because in reality, there are no sidelines. Sidelines are illusions that dissipate as soon as waters flood their banks and the borders between land and sea are erased. Therefore, we wholeheartedly agree that we are all called upon to act in respect of addressing climate change, not out of generosity, but out of duty, as cohabitants of this earth we call home. For the Bahamas, notwithstanding the passage of Hurricane Dorian, 3 full months of the hurricane season remain. This begs existential questions regarding how we might sustain this way of living and how we can remain resilient, build stronger, and redouble progress towards sustainable development and promoting and protecting human rights. Mr. President, we agree with the 5 key points outlined in her statement and thank the High Commissioner for recognizing the ongoing efforts of the Government of the Bahamas and others in introducing policies aimed at building climate resilience and mitigation. The Bahamas has passed legislation, advanced policies and programs to ensure that we are doing our part to reduce emissions. We have reduced and/or eliminated tariffs on solar systems and energy-efficient appliances. We have also enacted a national energy policy and have committed to banning single-use plastics by 2020. But we cannot act alone. We therefore look forward to attending the forthcoming Climate Action Summit in New York. As stated by the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, the Bahamas will meet this awesome challenge with the
तो आज तक पर इस वक्त की सबसे बड़ी खबर आप देख रहे हैं। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर एक बार फिर से पाकिस्तान को बेनकाब करने की कोशिश हिंदुस्तान की ओर से और उसमें पूरी तरह से कामयाब। आपको बताते चले, संयुक्त राष्ट्र मानवाधिकार परिषद में हिंदुस्तान की ओर से पाकिस्तान के आरोपों का जवाब दिया गया है और साफ साफ कहा गया है कि दरअसल झूठ की फैक्ट्री चलाता है पाकिस्तान। कश्मीर का मामला पूरी तरह से आंतरिक मामला है और इस पर किसी भी तरह की दखलंदाजी को बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। संयुक्त राष्ट्र मानवाधिकार परिषद में भारत ने एक बार फिर से पाकिस्तान को करारा जवाब दिया है। यूएनएचआरसी में हिंदुस्तान की ओर से करारा जवाब देते हुए साफ-साफ कहा गया है कि कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान का आंतरिक मामला है। पाकिस्तान को पूरी तरह से बेनकाब करने की ये कोशिश, धीरे धीरे सामान्य हालात हो रहे हैं कश्मीर के, और झूठ की फैक्ट्री चलाता है पाकिस्तान हिंदुस्तान की ओर से। ये भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय इस मंच पर कही गई बात।
Mr. President, India holds the credentials of being the world's largest democracy. Our constitution guarantees fundamental rights to all our citizens without distinction. Our independent judiciary, free media, vibrant civil society provides an effective framework for protection of human rights. My government is taking affirmative actions by adopting progressive policies to promote socio-economic equality and justice. As a result of recent legislative measures, these progressive policies will now be fully applicable to our citizens in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. These will end gender discrimination, better protect juvenile rights, and make applicable rights to education, information, and work. The decisions were taken by our Parliament after a fully televised debate and enjoys widespread support. These were sovereign decisions, entirely internal to India. No country can accept interference in its internal affairs, certainly not India. Despite challenging circumstances, Jammu and Kashmir civil administration is ensuring basic services, essential supplies, mobility, and connectivity. Democratic processes have been initiated, restrictions are being eased continuously, temporary preventive measures were needed to ensure security in the face of credible threats of cross-border terrorism. The world, in particular India, has suffered greatly on account of state-sponsored terrorism. It is time to collectively take decisive and firm action against terror groups who threaten fundamental right to life. We must speak out. Silence alone emboldens terrorists and their supporters. Mr. President, one delegation here has given a running commentary with offensive rhetoric of false allegations and concocted charges against my country.
झूठ की रनिंग कमेंट्री कर रहा है पाकिस्तान, सीधे सीधे पाकिस्तान को बेनकाब करने की कोशिश हिंदुस्तान की ओर से। गौरव सावंत मेरे सहयोगी इस वक्त हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं, सीधे उन्हीं से बातचीत करते हैं। तो एक बार फिर से पाकिस्तान को करारा जवाब अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पर, सुधर जाएगा पाकिस्तान कम से कम इस बड़े जवाब के बाद, लग रहा है गौरव?
एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पर भारत ने पाकिस्तान के झूठ के पुलंदे को पूरी तरह से ध्वस्त कर दिया है। पाकिस्तान, बिना पाकिस्तान का नाम लिए भारत ने साफ कर दिया कि इस क्षेत्र में केवल एक देश है जो आतंकवाद को इतना जबरदस्त बढ़ावा दे रहा है। आतंकी विश्व भर के उसी देश में रह रहे हैं और वो भारत के बारे में गलत प्रचार कर रहा है, मिथ्या प्रचार कर रहा है। और जो कश्मीर में धारा 370 हटाई गई है, उससे कश्मीर, जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख जो भारत का अभिन्न अंग है, उसके लोगों का और विकास होगा। चाहे वो महिलाएं हो, चाहे बच्चे हो, और जुवेनाइल जस्टिस उन्हें मिलेगा, राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट टू एजुकेशन। तो पाकिस्तान का जो दुष्प्रचार चल रहा था, उसका खंडन किया है भारत ने। असलियत चित्रा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पर भारत ने रखी है इस समय,
और सीधे सीधे कह दिया गया है दो टूक की झूठ की फैक्ट्री चला रहा है पाकिस्तान। और पाकिस्तान मानवाधिकार के मामले को लेकर, कश्मीर के मुद्दे को लेकर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर उठाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, लेकिन हर जगह मुंह की खानी उसे पड़ रही है हिंदुस्तान की ओर से।